Hi everyone and welcome back. This is the Curio Stitches podcast and my name is Elly and I am Elly Willis and Curio Stitches Designs. I am coming to you from the southwest of England and the weather here today is cold. Yeah, it's cold today. So this is season 2, episode 3, and I have some things to show you today. As promised, I'm wearing my Lottie jumper. So this pattern is already out on Ravelry and Curiostitcheskal. It's a colour work yoke jumper that I designed and knit with finger weight yarn. So the grey is Yak Merino blend from Regia, and the contrast colour is actually an old Jinx yarn singles, and I maybe used, let's say, a maximum of like 20 grams of the contrast colour in this size. So this is the 34-inch, and yeah, I love it. I wear it lots, and yeah, this is the Lottie Pullover. So, if you have any questions about this one, drop them down below in the comments. So, I am recording on a different backdrop this week. Normally I record on that wall, but my partner and I decorated this wall, and we're going to be doing the floor next. So that took 2 days out of my week of knitting. So all the furniture has moved around. So I'm sat on lots of blankets with my ever so cute mat cushion to protect me from the wall. Plus this is matte paint, so it might scuff if I'm not too careful. But eventually this will all have my plants and my mirrors and all the pretties on it. Like all my sock blockers with my designs and things. So yeah, it's going to kind of be my Curio jungle kind of thing going on. I'm so excited. Just lots of moving things around, looking around at all the walls, at the things that will be on this wall. There's plants and lights, and so exciting. So yeah, yes, I know I blend with the wall. Slightly unintended, but also I love it. So, the Curio Stitches Kal is coming up. It kicks off between the 24th and the 30th of September. The official start date is the 24th of September. I'm looking at my whiteboard. And it can be for any of my Curio Stitches Designs patterns that you can get either on Ravelry or Curiostitcheskal. If you want to wait until the 30th, feel free, because the final 2 parts of the Rune collection will be out then. Because obviously you can get all 4 patterns separately, but then I'm also compiling them into an ebook, and there's a few extra bits in there as well, like tips and Rune definitions and another piece of artwork, and yeah, just lots and lots of lovely photos. So it's more like an actual mini book, and it's going to be beautiful. I've been working on it all week around doing my knitting, and I really love it. So yeah, so with all that bearing in mind, I have got 4 projects to show you, 4 knitting bits, a finished object, and a pattern that I am going to be shouting out for test knitters, but I will do that at the end. So, first things first, my Norn hat is complete. Now, I showed you this last week. So this pattern comes out on the 18th, so this Sunday, and I've got my yarn labels here. So it uses the Metallico, which is from Hobby, and it's 70% polyamide, 21% acrylic and 9% merino. So this is this beautiful, you see a theme here? Beautiful greeny teal colour. And it's a DK weight. And then the other yarn I used was Rowan Angora Haze in the colour or shade 529. But I held this one double because it's fingering weight. And yeah, I'm going to take my hair down and put it on so you can see the fit on me, because I know you've seen it on Susan, and I do have another tester, but she's very shy, so I'm not going to insert any video of her. So there we go. And I'm covered in merino fluff, in Angora fluff. Yeah, so this is my one, Norn hat, and I absolutely love it. It is warm, it's loose enough that it doesn't squash my dreads and braids, but it's not so thick that it's hot, which is really nice. And then the crown detailing on, I will insert a photo on screen here because I can't see what you're seeing. So yeah, Norn spread hat, part 1 of the Rune casting collection. So the second part of the collection, which is also out this Sunday. Now I finished one and it was on the blockers last week, but it's hanging over there on the wall so it didn't get paint from this wall. So I've made some progress on sock number 2, which is this one. So these are the Jera Harvest socks, and it's a 4-pull, 4 spread for runes. Now it's knit in DK weight yarn, so they're more of a slipper sock, and they're oh so squishy and cozy. Now I wanted to go very natural and woody and wholesome with these colours, so I am using Willow and Lark Heath solids in the colours 4 and 1. So that's the label for these. Don't know if that's going to focus, but these again are DK weight. So show you the balls. Yeah, I am also working these on wooden needles. So these are my Caspian DPNs, and I'm knitting these on 3mm needles. Because although you could knit them on smaller needles, I don't recommend trying to knit with double knit on smaller needles or thinner needles. Now the other thing is, this pattern comes with 2 yarn weights available. So there's DK weight, but there's also fingering weight. So half my test knit is using DK and half my test knitters are using fingering weight. And there are 3 sizes for fingering weight and 3 sizes for double knit. So as with all of the rune patterns, each rune is charted, and some are one way up and some are the other way up, depending which item you're knitting, depends which way to follow the chart. So for each pattern, I've put them in as you follow them. I almost forgot to change some of them, but you know. So yeah, DK weight socks, super squishy. I'm going to love wearing these all through the autumn. But yeah, so look out for these on Sunday. I will be posting lots of pictures on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm going to do a little fun video wearing them, do a little happy feet dance in them for you. So yeah, the socks. And then the next one that I want to talk to you about, I feel like I'm rushing. I know I'm not rushing because I've got my time on, but you know what it's like, you always feel like you're talking too fast or whatever. So anyway, the mitts part of the collection, I finally managed to cast these on again, and I'm using a Long Effect Anna Merino in her Chaton colourway, and it's 100% superwash merino that's traceable, and it's non-mulesed, which means it's not chemically treated or anything. So this is her label. Now I always weigh my yarn, I just cover it up a little bit before I start so I know exactly how much yarn I'm using. But I cast on both at once. So the main colour, which I just showed you, is this one. So I'm working from the inside and the outside of the ball. And then my contrast colour is this one, which is actually one of the mini skeins that I got in my advent calendar last year. Can't remember who, I think it was Fun Fusion UK, possibly. Yeah. So I just put that needle there because I don't need it. All my yarn has become tangled around the needles. So this is number 1, and this is number 2. So these are mitts that come, so this bit is here, so you've got a nice long cuff that will fit under your winter coat, and then the thumb, and then the rest, and then the other cuff part. I absolutely love them. So these are knitted fingering weight yarn, single strand fingering weight yarn, and I'm knitting them on 2.5mm needles. If you need to go up to a 2.75mm for the colour work, feel free to do so. You know, it's whatever works for you. Very soft yarn. It's been a while since I've bought like commercial yarn, commercial merino that feels this soft. Now I know that Anna puts a lot of care into the blends of her yarn, and I'm very fortunate that she's actually local to me in my hometown. So if I run out of anything that I'm using for any of my patterns, I can just hop on the bus and go and see her, which is lovely. So yes, these are the mitts. These ones aren't being released until the 30th. These are the final pattern, which is why I've been slow on knitting up a fresh pair. And they will also be included in the ebook. So yes. So those are the patterns that I'm working on at the moment that are part of the Curio Stitches Kal that Susan of Wild Cottage Knitting and Carrie of My Wool Mitten podcast are both hosting with me. They're primarily the hosts. I'm just sort of the hi. These are my patterns. I'm sure, just like everyone else, I am very nervous about asking people to knit my patterns or buy my designs or, you know, look this way, my little corner of the internet. But yeah, I absolutely love it. So if you feel like knitting any of the patterns, at the time that the Kal starts, there will be 15 patterns to choose from on Ravelry and Curiostitcheskal. And then you can also use Elly Kal is the code, if you've watched it here, to use to get your 15% off any of the patterns. And it's not just single use. So if during the time between the Kal start and actually casting on, you change your mind and you want to knit a second pattern, or you know, you're one of those amazing people that goes, actually, you know what, I want to buy the whole collection. It works for all of it. All the patterns on both websites, that Kal will work for you. So yeah, I look forward to seeing all your projects being cast on. So yeah, the hashtag is Curio Stitches Kal. If you go and follow the other hosts, so there's Susan, like I said, and Carrie. Carrie isn't on Instagram, but she's given us her email address, so you can, you know, take photographs and email them to her channel. And then obviously Susan's hosting on YouTube and Instagram, and I'm sort of doing a mix of all of that and above. So all the details are down below. And if you've got any questions, then feel free to message me online. Okay, so the next project I'm working on is for Shaiyeh, who is the My Witchy Knits, podcast. I'll put it here because I'm struggling to say that today. And I'm doing her Piebald socks. So I showed you these the yarns I was using last week, but I've actually made a proper start this week. So this is my main colour, and this is 1/2 of my Strawberry Shortcake sock set that I dyed when I was doing Curio Stitches. And then my first contrast colour is this one. This is my second contrast colour, and this is my third contrast colour. So I am on the ribbon. Isn't it lovely? I know it's not a lot to write home about, but I started, and now that I've started, once I get past the rib, it means I've got some really nice relaxing knitting that I can just do when I need a minute, not to have to concentrate. And that is my biggest joy with socks, is the whole relax, just round and round and round and round. And then Shaiyeh has the most beautiful heel in her patterns, and I showed it to you before when I did a pre-test test knit for her golden wreath socks. Fingers crossed those will be out soon as well. Yeah, the heel that she uses, absolutely stunning. When I get down to this bit, I'll make sure that I will take lots of photos and put those in as well. Really wonderful design, and I can't wait to show you more on these next week. Shaiyeh, I love this pattern, it's amazing. There we go. So yes, I love knitting for my friends. Okay, so I have 2 more of my designs to talk to you about. Now, if you've been over and watched Michelle, who's Hedge Witch Knits, yes, I did it, you'll see that she started the Equinox, as she calls it. I call it Equinox, depends which side of the ocean you're on. The Equinox Pullover, which is the fingering weight. Now this wasn't meant to be out for test knitting until November, but I knew she was going to the concert, so it was like, right, let's do this. So I have started mine. There's not a lot to write home about at the moment, but I hope you can see the fishnettiness. So I'm doing mine on DK weight yarn, and I used size 4mm and 5.5. I think 5.5. I'm just checking my needle. 5mm needles, and it is a long sleeve fishnet jumper that is my take on a new raglan. So traditionally you have the raglan shaping here, but in order to make this jumper really pop, I've done it from here. So you increase out here and my inspiration drawing that I did, and how I've written it in the pattern. I can't wait to get this worked up. It doesn't take a lot of yarn. You can knit it in sport weight or DK weight. So come November, you'll see me wearing this and putting a call out for test knitters for this one. So yes. Okay, so the final project that I want to show you is one of my designs that I did quite some time ago now, but it's made its way back to the top of the list of things that are going to be worked on, because I would like to release these in time for Christmas. So I was going to wait a little bit to put out a test knit for these because we've got the Kal going on, but then I realised that, oh sorry, the Kal, the hashtag for the Curiostitcheskal, anything that you start, you know, you can start using the hashtag now if you want to cast on early. That's what I want to say. Yes. So these are my little socks. This is the child size. So these are Colour X socks, and I want to release these for Christmas because they are the Yule sock pattern. Now the next pair I knit aren't going to be in this colour. But yeah, so if you would like to knit a pair of these, the Yule socks, with my amazing heel that I thought of about 8 years ago and I haven't seen anyone else do, and I'm really chuffed with it. So yes, you need 2.75mm needles and 2 high contrast colours of finger weight yarn. So yes, come and find me on Instagram at Curio_Stitches and send me a direct message over there, or again comment down below. So yeah, those are the Yule socks coming for this Christmas. Okay, so I am now going to show you what I got this week. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab my purchases. Hello. Right, I'm back. So, Abby and I like to go out and have like a one-on-one day where there's nothing else, nothing to do with the house, nothing to do with work, just our quality time on a Monday. It's like our date day. And we walk and we explore, and anyway, we were in one place and we noticed they had a yarn shop. So Abby treated me some yarn. So I have King Cole Footsie 4-ply in the papaya colourway. Tell me this does not look like a pumpkin. I have some Halloween sock yarn. Now the one I spoke about last week arrived just before I started recording, but I will show you that one next week. I'll open it on video. So this is the King Cole new sock yarn, and it's ever so delicious. It's very springy. It's got good elasticity to it, and it is 93% acrylic, 7% PBT. Now I don't know what PBT is, but I will look that up and put it on screen here. It's 430 meters per 100 grams. So I am going to get a pair of socks out of this, and possibly another pair of mitts with a lovely other contrast colour, maybe a really rich black, or a nice chocolatey brown or something, I don't know. Watch the space for this one. And then I've got incense and candles because I love candles and incense. My absolute favourite is this brand. It's the Divine Temple Jasmine. So good. And all of them come with these little incense stick holders. So I've got a load of these now. But I use them for little candles and cones and all sorts. So yeah. And then I have got 2 more balls of wool, but each one is jumper's quantity. For the patterns I'm using them for anyway. So this one was, I think, £4.70. This one is Rico designed Creative Melange Aran Wonderball. Isn't that stunning? So this is 200 grams, which is 640 meters. And they had all sorts of different colorways in this. I'm not sure if you're going to see that properly. If it doesn't show up well, I will take a photo and put it on screen while I'm talking about it. So it is 51% virgin wool, 49% polyacryl. It's made in Italy, so yeah, 200 grams, 640 meters. And this is the colour number 1. So this is going to be used in one of my jumper designs that I'm bringing out next year. I have so many, you guys. Oh, I'm so excited for all of it. I hope you're going to stick with me and follow along and join in and yes. And then this one, look at this. So this is another Rico one. It's the Creative Wool Degrade Super 6. So this is 200 grams, which is 800 meters as well. And it'll sort of knit up like this. But you guys, I'm using this colour work. So excited. Yes, I have more colour work patterns coming. And this is the contrast colour for one of them. It's very heavily colour work. But I chose such a bright one because I want it to be fun. And normally I wouldn't wear really bright colours, but this just spoke to me. It helps that it's a rainbow, because, hello, yes, I love the rainbow. And yes, so I can't wait to show you this one as well. So this is also going to be next year. More towards the autumn though, I think, because it's a lot of knitting. But yeah, I love every second of it. So that is my purchases. I was going to buy them, and then Abby went, I'll get those for you. And I was like, thank you. So yeah, so it was a treaty date last week, or this week. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about knitting this week and decorating. And next week this will look lovely, and I'll be sat on a chair, not on blankets on the floor. And yeah, it'll be wonderful. So hopefully this video will be out in time for anyone that wants to join in with the Friday night knit on Zoom. First one was last week. And yeah, so number 2 is this Friday at 8 PM UK time. So if you're in America, the East Coast is 5 hours behind. So New York's 5 hours behind, and then Europe is sort of 1 hour ahead, sort of thing, each band. I apologise to those of you in Australia that may want to join. It'll be about 4 o'clock in the morning your time. Sorry. I will try and arrange a Southern Hemisphere friendly VKN at some point. But yeah, so anything else I want to talk to you about? Let me just check my shimmers on the board. Oh, I did also buy the Frog Lilies pattern. I'll find the picture and put it in here. So I have downloaded and printed that out, and I'm going to be making those for Abby for Christmas. But I'm not starting those until next month. But on next week's episode, I will remind me, and I will show you the yarns that I plan to use for those. I'm still not sure what colour to do the lilies, because Abby's not really a pink fan, so I might do those in purple. Or even white, I don't know yet. We shall see. But yeah, so thank you for spending time with me today. I appreciate you watching. And yeah, look after yourselves. And I hope you enjoyed everything that I showed today. And yeah, I'll see you all next week.